So we had such a good BTC weekly close above that big 68K region that we were looking at yesterday. And now I see today we've just pinged just under 73K. Things are looking incredibly bullish now. Is this the move that we have been waiting for the last couple of days, or the last week for that matter? So we're going to take a look at various things here on the market as to why I think we're going to get a big BTC push now. And maybe we're going to be hitting things like 80K within the next couple of days. Then I'm going to look at some altcoins that could potentially follow BTC on this move. So I've got some BRC20 type tokens. I've got some AI tokens. What else do I have? I've got Tron Network. I've got DYDX, and I've got a couple of other cool setups for you guys. So we're going to be busy today. There's a lot of stuff here for you. Let's get into this. Oh, this green banter bubbles is back. Can't get enough of this nice feeling. And just I see you guys are in the chats there. We owe you this bullhorn. We need it. It's time. It's time. Guys, the goggles are on. You know what this means. If the goggles are on, you guys know. It's party time.
We're locked in. Let's go.
Banter Bubbles is looking so hot here. We got Whiff at 15% doing its thing. Look at this Neo, 32% killing it. I see the AI tokens are waking up again. And DYDX, there was a little bit of FUD floating around on DYDX, but that chart's looking relatively bullish. So I'm going to deal with that one with you guys. If anyone wants to join me on a potential DYDX move, stick around. And I've got another nice little setup at the back for you guys as well. So hang around. Let's just take a look. What are we doing right now? Where is BTC? And what did they give us in the last 24 hours? I mean, yesterday was just absolutely beautiful. We were looking for this weekly close. We wanted to see it above the 68,800. That was our target for the bulls. We just wanted to hold above that area, and they gave us that close late at night. And now we've got that nice trend break that we were looking for, and things are looking solid. We've taken out this massive weekly level, and we've printed a new high. So all the signs are here now. That this is a bullish move, that things are going to get a little bit spicy and a little bit juicy for us. So what do I want to see now? At the moment, look, a little bit of a pullback would be nice. I think it makes sense to get just some kind of pullback here now that we've printed a new high. So ideally, what do I want to see? I want to see a little move back into this trend, not much deeper than this 382 fib that I have sitting here. So let's say 69,700 is where I'd like to see Bitcoin settle down. This is where the bulls want to start stepping in. This is where we're going to be looking for bounce longs and things like that. This could be the catapult move for us. This could be the one that takes us to 80K. So I'm going to be looking for a bounce play in this area when we do get this move, or if we do get this move. I'm going to show you. I am sitting in a short-term BTC short at the moment, but it was just a speculative move just for this little pullback. So I'm going to show you that now on Prime XBT. But this is now what I'm looking for as a bull. This is what I want to see. This is my first prize scenario. This is what I want now. A pullback into this box here. Call it 70,200 down to about 69,700. That is a nice little juicy zone for the bull. So I'm going to be hunting that little area. And then I did want to bring it to your attention a little bit lower down. So we got a couple of things we need to just take note of. Number one was this big resistance zone. This was our weekly area that we were looking for the close above. So 68,800. You need to mark this one on your chart. And then there was another big one here. Ray and I were talking just now. Ray, what was that CME gap? What was the number?
Around 68.7 or 67.8.
Okay, 67.8. Yeah, I think that's the number you were talking about, because that ties in perfectly here with the 618 fib. So look out this region here, 67,700. Look at this guy. And these are areas we just need to pay attention to. Get these on your charts. Mark these zones. If we're getting a pullback, these are your three potential main reaction areas. These, if you are a bull, these are your three zones that could potentially send you to Valhalla and send you to a place where you're telling stories and flashing P&Ls and all these types of things. So this could be the long that you have been waiting for on BTC. Mark all three of these areas down. This could be the move that takes us to some very happy places. Okay, let's just take a look here. Thomas Farah. He says, who needs to see this? I don't know who needs to see this. It's like it's basically giving you a $700,000 Bitcoin target. So, I mean, I don't know if that's good for you guys to look at this or not, but take a look at this chart. I mean, he's opened this up here. I'm sure Uncle Run maybe showed you guys, but if you compare these halvings as to what's been going on previously, $700,000 is what this man is looking at. So there's a little bit of bull source for you. Do I think it's going to go there? No.
A little bit too much hopium there, but
maybe let's go like 5 to 10 years. Maybe we'll get there. But
next cycle for sure. Next cycle, 100%.
Okay, then we've got Skybridge Anthony Scaramucci, and he's calling bull moves as well, 170k. And look how he's pointing at you. He's saying, come on, 170k. So a little bit of bull source over there. And then the most obvious signal, that BTC is going to pump. We obviously know there's a couple of obvious signals, but number one on my list is when we get a BTC pump every time Cathie Wood sells her Coinbase shares. And what happened? She sold her Coinbase shares. What did BTC do? It pumped. Okay. Remember the rules here. Who do we fade? We like to fade Cathie Wood. We like to fade Kramer. And I know the guys on Twitter, they give him a hard time. They like to fade Capo as well. But I saw some of the messages going around on Capo. He was calling for a massive rejection. So let's see. Maybe he's going to be right. But my number one fader at the moment is a Cathie Wood sell of Coinbase shares. For me, that's always a long signal. And then TED Talks Macro. You've seen this guy on my show multiple times. Follow this account. He's dropping really cool shit. And he's basically saying BTC spot buyers are very hungry. And that's always good. When we're leading the chart with the spot buyers, that is super bullish for the market. And then another bullish signal for you guys, $284 billion China Southern Fund has reportedly applied to launch a spot Bitcoin ETF via Hong Kong. Okay, if that doesn't give the market a little boost, I don't know what is going to. Now, guys, give me a follow on Twitter as well, at the Lord of Entry. You can follow me there. I'm dropping big stuff for you guys. There's lots of alpha. There's some of my charts as well that I'm dropping there for you guys. So give me a follow. And you can see I dropped Ton Network today. We're going to talk about that one. And I'm going to give you some things to look at there. So give me a follow at the Lord of Entry. I'm dropping tons of things there for you guys. And if you weren't watching my show last night, this is actually quite a big week. It's a market moving week. We got a lot happening. So just a reminder, we got the CPI inflation data, we got PPI things, we got jobless claims as well. So there's a very volatile week ahead potentially, but it's a nice good start for us here on this Monday with this current Bitcoin situation. Okay, so here's my current trading spread that I have going on at the moment. So you can see I'm still long Solana here at the bottom. I'm still in this link long that we spoke about last night on my show. And Doge, I've started building a Doge position. We still haven't got the full order filled there, and I'm currently here short-term short on BTC. It was just a hedge for this pullback, and we're going to see when we dip into my box, that is going to be the zone where we TP there, and that's going to be the zone where we're going to be looking for longs. And AVAX, I took this AVAX trade last week. I closed it last night in my Sniper Club live, and now I've opened a new one because the setup teed up for us nicely. So I'm going to show you this AVAX setup, and what I've done here on Prime XBT. I've set up my trade nicely here for you guys so you can see the current parameters that I'm playing in. So I've got my first buy in for AVAX, and a little bit lower down I've got another buy order here waiting for some more AVAX tokens, and I've placed my stop loss just under a 618 fib. So when I show you that setup, I'm going to explain it to you. So I've preset everything now on Prime XBT, so they give you a nice little platform that you can work with, and I quite like using their charts. The candles always look so clean on some of these charts. So there's my AVAX setup. You can copy that one if you want to, and we're going to get to that setup later on the show. So just stick around, and I'll explain my thinking behind the whole story there. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, BTC we've covered now. Just some more bull news for the altcoin traders. Now, everyone's always talking about alt season and things like that. And, sometimes it doesn't feel like you have an altcoin season. But if you take a look at Yoda's chart over here, you can see we've had multiple times where we've had some kind of alt season pump. I mean, look at this last one from earlier in this year. Look at the size of this move here. This is the total 2. This is market cap excluding BTC. And now he's saying our next alt season is going to be when we start breaking and start pushing to the next to the all-time high level here at 1.7. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. So another mini alt season loading here for us. And then once we break those all-time highs, then there'll be another one loading. So if we do start breaking into this region here, hopefully you can see the pointer here on my mouse. If we do start breaking into this region, we're going to expect something very similar. We're going to look for some kind of flag at the top here at these all-time highs. That's when the market should cool down a little bit, and we're going to get bearish, for a couple of weeks there while it settles around, and then we're going to load up for the next altcoin season. So just play it safe, and just be patient here. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and follow the chart here, follow the setups. Let's know when to put our foot down. Let's know when to take our foot off the gas. And we saw lots of strength today with ETH. Yesterday I brought up the ETH BTC chart again for you guys, showing you that we were looking for a potential reversal on that weekly level. And, the timing is just perfect here. And there's a lot going on. So follow Leon as well. He's talking about the ETH staking or the ETH restaking here. And that is now translating into this ETH Bitcoin chart. You can see here we are on the weekly level. There were two areas where we could get an ETH BTC bounce, where we're going to get a little bit more strength in the altcoins. This is area number one, where it's bouncing right now. Okay, the timing couldn't have been better. These things always seem to happen when the levels are perfectly aligned. I see Trobius says 38 trades and he needs to close some, bro. I would suggest
quality over quantity. Quality over quantity.
I would suggest you maybe close some of them. Imagine the wheels come off and you're in 38 positions. You're going to be scrambling everywhere. You're going to be very grumpy.
That was me last week, remember?
So just take it easy there. Take it easy there with 38 positions. Okay, ETH BTC, this is what we're looking for. So as long as this is holding and starting to drift up, we should see a little bit more power in the ETH trade with ETH USD trade. We should see a little bit more action in the ETH network. We're talking Lidos and all those types of things as well when this starts waking up. So pay attention to this ETH BTC. And then a little bit lower down again, this is where we're longing hard. ETH versus BTC. If we dip to the 0.044 region, keep that one on your charts as well. That is another nice bounce area. Okay, here's ETH BTC on the weekly. And looking spicy. I mean, they respected these levels beautifully. And we had that massive drawdown last week. And as stressful as it was for a lot of you guys, we did see ETH hold the 3,200 level, which is a massive marker for us. So what am I watching now today for ETH? Number one, you're going to look at this 236 fib. So this is 3,330. Watch 3,330 and lower down 3,200 and one more. 3050. These are all big areas now for you for ETH. If ETH drifts into these zones and you're a bull, these are areas you're looking for longs. These are areas you're adding to your positions, and these are areas that you are building ETH size here. If we are going to be long and if we are going to be bullish, that is the area that you need to be paying attention to. Okay, how's everybody cooking here in the chats? What's going on? I see Iman's talking about GFI. I only know one GFI. That's a gold mine called Goldfields. So I'd like to find out what GFI is there, what he's talking about. Let's see. Bogdan says, Dylan, give me the trade for my Ferrari. Bogdan, I gave you 4 in Sniper Club today. Tell me that you took some of them. So yeah, Sheldon and I both dropped some setups in the Sniper Club today. So let us know, Bogdan, in the chats, did you get some of those entries? I'll show you guys shortly one of the ones that we did give. Let's see what else we got. Ripple Muncher says, why does Dylan have so many birthdays? Fun, guys. I mean, you're starting this stuff again in the bear market. It was so dry out there. And when I started my show in the bear market, we were getting such low views that the market was like flat. We were talking September, October last year. And everybody in the chats kept saying happy birthday. And they started this whole cycle where everyone was wishing everybody happy birthday. I mean, it was hilarious. The things you do for entertainment in a bear market. Okay, what else we got? There's Floki questions. Let's see. Marksy says Bitcoin will pump. I agree, guys. Come on. They hurt us last week. We must enjoy it.
Can we pump the likes, though? Can we pump the likes?
Uncle Ray.
280 and we got 1,300 here? Come on now. This is crazy.
Guys, if you like the content, okay, like it. Okay, show that you like it. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. We're bringing you setups. We're bringing you alpha. We're bringing you vibe. Occasionally, we even bring you some comedy. like XRP and some of the other dust coins. So hang around. If you like it, hit the bell. You know the story. Do the thing that you need to do. Okay, I'm just checking the chats here. Thomas says, how's Celestia looking? So yeah, Celestia is actually moving. I'm currently long on Celestia over here on WEEX. So here, let's just see where it is here. Must be at the bottom there. I'm currently in a Celestia long here using WEEX at the bottom there. So we're looking for a nice little move. I believe those of you that are teasing Ray, I believe Ray got his revenge trade in. I believe Ray is actually long at the moment on Celestia too.
I sent you the proof. You like that?
I saw the receipts, bro. I saw the receipts. Okay, let's get back into some of the juice here. What do we do when we have BTC strength? If you've been watching my show long enough, you know the drill now. You go BRC20 tokens, you go BTC ecosystem tokens, you follow them because we know they like to pump with Bitcoin when Bitcoin is bullish. So the first thing you do is you go look at Stacks, okay? That's trick number one. And here we are. So Stacks had such a nice move on that previous Bitcoin pump. Look how it settled into this horizontal trend. We had a 618 there as well, and it just absolutely rocketed on. So now we are looking for Stacks entries once again. Now that we've broken a nice little resistance area, you want to be riding Stacks. And how do you get a piece of it? So there's a couple of areas you can follow here on Stacks at the moment. So if you bullish Stacks and you bullish BTC, these are your zones now that you need to pay attention to. These are your entry zones for potential longs. Number one, 3.29. Entry zone number one. And number two is going to be 3.13. Both of these are hot zones. Both of these are areas that you can now buy with confidence. If you bullish now on BTC, BTC is going to hold that CME gap, for example. BTC is going to hold that weekly support that we showed you earlier. These are your zones. These are the areas that you want to be looking for entries. Sometimes you might have to ladder into an entry. So for example, you might have a situation where Stacks bleeds you onto the 382 and then they dip you a little bit further onto the 618. So depending on your risk profile, you can build an entry by buying on the 382, buying on that 618, which also ties in to this 50-day moving average. So you can buy in both of these areas, or if you're trading leverage, you can look for potential leverage longs off these reaction zones. So there'll be independent trades then for you. So if you get the bounce on the 382, then you're cooking. If you try and trade that 382 and that area loses, if we lose that area, you're most likely going to get your next reaction at the 50-day MA tied in with the 618 fib. So that is how I play the game. So it depends how you want to manage your risk there. But area number one, 3.29. Area number two, 3.14, 3.15. Both of these are your stack zones. That is where you're looking for buys. And look how nicely it ties in with this rising trend. And we've seen stacks respect this rising trend 3 times now, and we're going to play this trend until it breaks. So as long as Bitcoin is bullish, Stacks is going to keep grinding and keep moving up this rising trend. Okay, Kaya wants to know, should I go into Link now? Stick around because I'm going to show you a trade in Link. Well, I'm going to show you the Link setup, and it's an absolute war zone for Link, a little bit higher at around about this 19 level. It's absolute war zone. But if it breaks through that area, then I think we're going to get great support. So let me show you what is going on there with Link. I'm just reading some more of the chats here. The guys are looking for ORDIs. Let's see if we've got ORDIs. Yes, I've got ORDIs for you. Another nice BRC20 play. And you jump into ORDIs. So bullish BTC is bullish ORDIs. And look what we've done here. We've printed a new high. So here was our high on the 31st of March. If you look at the Bitcoin chart, where's our high on the 31st of March? There it is over there. And we've broken that high. So nice little tie in there with ORDI. And now we're looking for support. So the most obvious support buy for me for ORDI is going to be your 50-day moving average, tied in with your horizontal, tied in with your 382 fib. So we know this is a strong zone. This is a big area. Look how this played as resistance for us previously. Now we've broken it. Now we want to see this support region hold. That is where we are looking for bounces. So this is zone number one. And I've structured this exactly the same way. If you are bullish on now this BTC break, okay, BTC's broken trend, and we're looking for buys on BTC on any pullbacks to the 382, the 618, those areas, you want to tie it in now. With something like ORDIs. So number one, your first buy zone, the 382 fib is going to be about 70.5. That is a hot zone. And then a little bit lower down, looking at about 65. Also a nice little hot zone. And you can build a nice little entry there and ladder into this thing nicely, and then look for that big push now that we are looking for on BTC. So there's a nice little plan here for you. And again, the same way we played that stacks one, you can look at independent trades. So trade number one could be a move into the 3A2, and you could look for stops underneath the 50-day moving average. So for example, you would look at an exit on a candle close under that 50-day moving average, and that is at 69.2, and you get a close under there. Then you could assume that ORDI is going to move down to the 618 fib, and that is going to be at about 63.8. So nice little double setup here for you guys, depending on how you play the game. And then another BRC20 token, which I found very interesting, and I've tied in with some easy algo here. So I'm going to explain that one to you as well. So 𝗥 is a BRC20 launch pad. So I think they're on BNB actually, but they've sort of made a name for themselves launching BRC20 tokens and projects. And, the guys start looking at 𝗥 when things start turning bullish. So here is a current 𝗥 situation that I'm watching. Okay. What do I like about it currently? Well, there's a couple of things. Number one, if you use Easy Algo, you can dial in here and you can see this new weekly pivot that printed in the middle of the night last night for us. We are now sitting above this new weekly pivot. We are also sitting above the daily pivot. So that is telling us that we have some kind of support in this region that we can work with. And it's always a good start to be sitting above the daily and the weekly pivot. What is notable, we are still under the monthly pivot. So we understand that this is now a resistance band ahead of us. So what are we going to do? We're going to zoom out here, and we just want to look for a little trend break and a little reaction here. So if you want to start a position, if you are bullish, you need to at least give yourself breathing room down to 0.386. Okay, as a minimum exit zone here, because this is our weekly and this is our daily pivot that we are paying attention to. If this thing starts popping, expect a rejection here at the 50-day MA, at the monthly pivot as well. Expect a rejection there, and then you're going to get your pullback, and then you can get a nice bigger buy in here on 𝗥. So I like what is happening here on 𝗥. We've seen today a lot of these charts are looking very similar. A lot of the charts have broken the weekly pivot, they've broken the daily pivot, some have even broken the monthly. So things are looking good out there, things are looking nice. It's a great start, but remember, we can get these pullbacks, we can get these little flush outs, we've got late longers coming in, all these things. So give yourself room. If you are looking for trades, give yourself room to breathe. And for 𝗥, for example, your safest bet here is a stop under 0.386, under that area. That at least allows it to breathe down to the daily level, to breathe down through the weekly as well, and just let it sweat a little bit in that area. But I'd say ultimately long term, we are now looking for some bullish moves here. Okay, who else is here? 𝗬𝗢𝗥𝗟𝗏, that's a good one. Fabio is looking for 𝗬𝗢𝗥𝗏. Okay, so I've covered 3 of these BRCs. I don't have others for you guys. I've got wait, where's my next one? Link. Okay, so here we are with Link. So last night I was calling Link as a potential long, and you can see I'm in that current Link trade on Prime XBT, and things are looking okay at the moment. But what is in the way? So I've highlighted for you guys, if you are trading Link or you're jumping into Link now, I want to flag this area for you, because it's a beast of a resistance zone here in front of us, and I'm going to show you why. Number one, first thing that you need to pay attention to for Link, at this 19 region, you've got the 50-day MA coming into play here for you. So that's resistance number one. Then we've got a major trend as well. You can see this trend that we started down here, this downtrend, that's resistance zone number 2 that you need to pay attention to. Then I'm going to pull up Easy Algo here on the 12-hour, and you can see above we've also got the monthly pivot that's in the way. And if we look at it on the daily, it will show us the previous week, the previous weekly pivot as well. So we got the previous week's pivot level. If we just zoom in here, we've got it here as well, tied in with that monthly. So we know this 19 region is starting to look very spicy as a big resistance area. So we just need to pay attention. And then on top of that, I've also got order blocks. Okay, I've got these Lux Algo order blocks in the way. So there's a lot going on here for Link. So if you are trading Link, okay, big resistance ahead. What does that mean for us? It means if you're not in a link position currently, maybe you want to just hang on and let it play out a little bit more. Just let it hit this resistance zone, let it play around and try and break the support, this resistance zone, because once this area becomes support for us, we know based on all these things that are going to be resistance for us, they're going to hold this thing as a nice support zone for us on link. So you're not late to the party. If you didn't get it yesterday, that link setup, let it break this massive area and find support around about 19 to 19.5, and there will be another link setup in that region for us. So just bear in mind, massive resistance zone there for link. If you are long link from lower down, nothing wrong with taking profit at an area like that. It depends obviously where your entry was, but let's say you grabbed it last night down in that region. By the time it hits that resistance, you're probably about 10% up in your position, and that's where you want to be raising stops. That's where you want to be taking something off the table, just acknowledging, you know, that we have a massive resistance area there in front of us. Okay, what else is happening here in the chats? Somebody, Christopher says, injective going to $50. I agree. I like this injective. I like this injective. Tony wants to know about Casper. So I had Casper ready for you guys, but I had to eliminate some of the charts because I'm bringing so many here for you. But what did I like about Casper? Number one, Casper broke a downtrend. Okay, so that was looking good. Casper also has broken through the weekly and the daily pivot, and it's looking good. So cash traders, take a look at that. It's looking all right. Pay attention to it. I'll bring it out for you guys tomorrow, but it has broken a trend. Okay, another banger for you guys. Render. Is Render and AI, are they coming alive again? I see as I pulled up Render here, Spockpo basically shouted Render at me here, and here it is. So Render, this is looking interesting, and I'll tell you why. And I've taken a long on Render as well, and I'll tell you why. First things first, we've got a trend break. Okay, so Render looking healthy, nice little trend break. That's number one. Okay, number two, we've broken a nice little horizontal, so that's looking good for us as well. Number three, we've broken the 50-day MA. That's pushing us up here as support for Render, so that is looking hot at the moment. And then on top of that, Easy Algo has come to the party for me again. And look at this. We've got a very, very tight weekly pivot. We've got a very, very tight daily pivot just underneath here as support. So if you want to take Render, here's a Render long right now for you guys. And what do we got back up? We've got Easy Algo weekly pivot, Easy Algo daily pivot, 50-day moving average, and I've got the trend as well as support and horizontal. So there's multiple reasons here why this should hold up as support. If it doesn't, then we're getting handed again by dominance, and we're getting slapped around by BTC. But the current setup that we have right now, I like the look of this thing, and that would be your typical setup that you're looking at there. So your entry would be anywhere sort of in this box, and let's look for stops. We're going to place our stops underneath these major support areas. So we're going to place it underneath at least the 50-day MA. Okay, so you want to grab it there in that box. Try and buy in weakness into the box. Obviously, that lowers your stop risk. Target number one is going to be a 20% move. Target number two is going to be a 35% move. So pay attention to these zones. It's going to look something along these lines. Let's just move that higher there. Okay, there we go. So Render looking good. And if there is weakness, if there's a pullback, you want to buy into weakness. You want to buy into this dip, onto this weekly pivot, onto the daily pivot, onto the 50-day MA. That's what you're going to look at. So remember, ladder into your entries. Don't always ape in at the top. So if you are at the top of an entry box, for example, take 25% or 30% of your entry and plan to have it lower. Like you saw with my AVAX trade that I've set up there on Prime XBT, I've got an entry little bit lower down. I'm waiting for that dip into that zone in case they bleed us down. And if they don't, and the trade runs away from you and starts moving, you can always add on later. You can always increase the size of your position later on. But at the beginning, you obviously want to protect yourself and you want to eliminate as much risk as possible. And I find for me, if I have a general entry box, I like to just stagger my entries in those areas, and so that my last buy area is normally just above my stop zone, and then that eliminates my stop risk because my last buy is going to be around about 0.5% or 1% risk versus the first buy, which is always maybe say 3% and things like that. So there's a nice little Render play at the moment. Typical trend break, typical bull market setup here. You know, if this thing's going to hold, BTC is going to hold, Render's going to move, Render's going to start printing. So loving that at the moment. And then another banger AI play for you guys, GRT. on the weekly, looking nice, looking spicy. And we had a nice little low marker here for us. And if you're a spot trader, this is probably ideally suited for spot traders. We are looking for a bigger move. If Bitcoin is now going to print new highs in the next 2 or 3 days, I would say these altcoins are starting to tee up for some massive moves. So GRT, what I'm looking at here on the weekly, we've got a nice support marker down at 0.315. Okay, nice little spot trade for you. There's about, say, an 8% risk here. If you 10% risk, if you close under the previous week's low, then we are potentially heading lower, and things are turning bearish, and then we're gonna be sad. Okay, it's not gonna be fun. We're gonna be upset. Okay, but don't forget, the guy's got the goggles on. It's AI season. Okay, and that's what we're looking at. So GRT spot play here, upside target 0.55, and first things first. I mean, the first move, we are just looking for 0.39. So that is the current GRT setup that I'm liking at the moment. And I see Iman says AI plus gaming dual. Okay, so he knows his fundamentals here, that he's adding them together. I see Near is coming into the equation a lot. You guys are asking for Near. Let's see what else we get. Let's see what else. Coty, Zeta. Hank says he's got no more cash. Are you fully deployed here, Hank? What's the story? Let's see what else we got. We're asking for a send again. Send degen is asking for a TP on ton. We're going to take a look now. I've got that ready for you guys. Arb is a nice one. Dylan. I mean, we got to look after Dylan. Dill, we got to stick together here, bro. Okay, let's pull up Arb, because that's been actually a nice mover. It's held really nicely, and it held that 200-day MA. Look at this thing. It was absolute perfection the way it held this nice little level here, and now we got to just see follow through here. So this is ARB. If you were trading ARB, look at this. Remember this, okay? 200-day moving average tied in with a 618 fib, okay? A major 618 pull, okay? So we got the 200-day moving average. We got a major 618 pull here coming in as support here for Arbitrum, and a nice little move. So you're going to see if E starts waking up, you'd expect Arbitrum and friends and those type of things to start moving as well. So what I would say here now, if you are long Arbitrum off these lows, you want to play the same game that we're playing with a lot of these other tokens. You want to tie in your supports, you want to tie in your resistance areas, and you want to just make sure you understand where your exit points are if things start turning south. So let's just clean this one up quickly. Let's see what Easy Algo says actually. Look at that. Okay, so we're above the weekly, we're above the daily as well. Let's see what type of fibbage we have here. Let's see what they give us. Okay, look at that. Oh, this is clean. Okay, so Arbitrum, this is what you're playing at right now. Any pullbacks, okay? Nothing to panic about until you lose 1.49. If you lose 1.49, then be prepared for a move to 1.45, okay? So if you lose 1.49, be prepared to sweat it out to 1.45. okay, both of these are potential bounce areas. Both of these are nice little support zones, and the reason I like that 1.45 is we've now got the 200-day pushing up, and we've also got a nice bullish 618 pullback in play here. So zone number 1, nothing to stress about. Zone number 2, you're going to feel under pressure, that's for sure, but that is your next bullish zone. So Dill, there you go, bro. I hope I sorted you out. Let's see. IX says, I love how Dylan highlights some of the words. He's really passionate. Guys, I fucking love this stuff. And it's just so nice that I get to share it with you. I used to do this stuff all by myself, and then I had nobody to share it with. I'd send it to like a couple of friends and everything. And, now I get to do this work, and then I get to send it to you guys. And I love it. I just absolutely love it. So that's the deal. And that's why I like to emphasize things so much. Okay, what else? Gala. Darren wants to know about Gala. I dropped a Gala update. Okay, so there's things you need to know. Sniper Club. I dropped a Gala update in the Sniper Club earlier today. So all the charts are there. For those of you that don't know what Sniper Club is, there's a link in the description of the show. Click on it, go to Sniper Club, hang out. It's me and Sheldon and the Sniper team. It's a paid service, but you guys have access to us, and we do up to, I think there's 10 Zooms a week with the Sniper team. Last night, I was on a private Zoom with the Sniper team. I had the legend Bruce with me, and we were on a private Zoom for Sniper Club members till 10 o'clock. Last night. I got home so late. I was sitting in this office doing that Zoom for you guys after my show, and all my chart updates and all these things sit in the Sniper Club for you. These charts you're seeing on my show, a lot of them get dropped in the Sniper Club during the course of the morning while I'm setting up my day, while I'm getting ready, and you guys have first access to these charts. You have first access to the levels and all these things that I'm prepping. So take a look. The link's in the description. Come hang out with us. And we did send off a few signals today as well. Last week we had a horrible week. We sent off 3 or 4 signals last week, and they melted us down. But this week we've loaded up some new signals for you guys, and it looks like so far, if things remain bullish, we are going to be cooking. So come join us at Sniper Club. Come be a better trader. Come hang out with us there, and see how we operate. See how we do things, in real life. Okay, away from the shows, you get a taste of it. Okay, let's look at Maker. Okay. So this one we couldn't ignore, and I know you guys in the chats are saying ENA is basically the new Luna of this cycle. Okay, what does that mean? For those of you that don't know what Luna is, well, Luna basically sent everybody to zero. Okay, myself included, and everyone was bullish on Luna, and this thing pumped, and we were euphoric, and it just all fell over. Okay, so if you're new to the bull market and you're new to crypto, I mean, you won't really know much about Luna, but if somebody says ENA is the new Luna, you need to take note, and it's the way they've structured their whole business operation, I would assume, is what's making people say that it's the new Luna. So be a little bit cautious there, but MakerDAO is now tied in to this ENA situation, and guys are talking bull stuff on Maker. So I thought, let me just bring up Maker for you guys, and just so you can get a taste of this. If this thing starts flying, it could be a nice little result for you guys. So what I would say, what you need to watch here. Now, Maker's held really well considering the dips that we've had over the last while. It's really held well. So what I would say, Maker, take a look at the support, 3,480. Okay, anywhere in the zone. 3,480. That's a big support area for you on Maker. What are we looking at the moment? We could easily just see something along these lines. If we're bullish, you're going to look for something like that. Otherwise, it could obviously pop off here in that area. If this thing's going to lose a level, well, I've got another massive zone for you on Maker down here. 3,000. Okay, so these are 2 big zones, and what I have noticed is some of the research guys are getting quite bullish on this Maker thing, and while the music is on, you need to keep on dancing, I would say. That is basically what you want to look at. So keep your eyes on this support level for you, 3,480. Watch that level there. Watch that trend as well. And then a little bit deeper down, keep your eyes on 3,000. These are both areas that can hold for you guys. Okay, what else? We got someone shouting Hemiel at me. Anna's asking for Phantom. Anna also updated Phantom in Sniper Club today. And look, I owe you guys a Phantom look because, we haven't touched Phantom in 2 weeks on the show. So let me get it ready for you guys. Let me get Phantom ready for you. Let's see. We've got a few minutes. Let me just rush through some of my other content. Okay, DJ News, DYDX mainnet has been down for hours. Okay, so they were doing an upgrade or whatever the story is. The guys are turning bullish on DYDX, and what happens? The mainnet has been down. There's FUD, and what does the DYDX chart do? Nothing. Just pumps. Okay. So here is a potential entry for you guys on DYDX that you can look out for, and I've marked it out nicely here. So if this thing's going to stay bullish for DYDX, here's a nice setup. We've got a little trend break happening right now, and I've got a nice support area for you that you can watch, and you'll note that it's looking very similar to like Arbitrum, for example, where we've got our 200-day MA just pushing up a little bit higher, a little bit lower down. These things, you'll get the picture. A lot of these tokens, a lot of these altcoins have the same look now. They're just under breaking trends, or some of them are a little bit ahead, and they're front running the process. So pick your favorite altcoins, the ones you're most bullish on, and you're going to find the setup is very similar. So why do I like DYDX? Well, we've got the trend break, number one, and we've broken this horizontal. So that's also quite nice. Let's take a look at Easy Algo. Let's see what Easy Algo is giving us. And we're above the daily and we're above the weekly, like we've seen on tons of other tokens. So that could tell us that we are in a short-term move here at least. And Jury says, why is Lido pumping? So strong ETH, you generally want to look at Lido. There's the staking going on as well, the restaking, and Lido is staking basically on the ETH network. So Lido would pump on ETH strength. Lido is going to pump. You want to look at that one, and you want to look at Arbitrum, Optimism, those type of things as well. And okay, so just to finish DYDX, your main support that you want to watch, close under 3. Okay, if you close under 3, okay, that's probably an area where you want to start trimming. You want to start cutting. Okay, a little bit lower down, again, depends on your leverage, it depends on your risk profile, how you do things. Okay, if you are trading spot, well, then you can chill, okay, because you got the 200-day MA at 2.9, a little bit lower down, and you've got the previous lows at 2.8. Okay, so leverage traders, your exit's probably going to be around 3, and you know, margin traders, maybe you want to exit loss of the 200-day MA at 2.9, and spot traders, well, chill, just relax, 2.8. Okay, no pressure there for you. And if BTC stays bullish, DYDX should be moving, and we will be cooking there. Bogdan likes Sniper Club. I see. He says it's worth every penny. He's always the first in. Bogdan's always the first in. Whenever I start that Zoom, he's there. He just appears. He's there first every time. We got such a great community there. Calvin is there sitting in Miami. What's up, bro? Yeah, we must come back to Miami sometime. We spent some time there a year ago, and lovely place. Okay. What else do I have? TON network. Okay, is TON going to be the new world coin? Okay, is this thing going to pump? Because now they are doing things like scanning your palm. Okay, so we had WorldCoin scanning your eyeballs. Now we got TON scanning your palm. I mean, fuck, you know. But anyway, the market seems to like that. Okay, so if TON is the new world coin and we're doing these types of things, well, here it goes. All-time high for TON network. I did drop this one on Twitter earlier today when it broke the trend. And what you want to do now, if you are trading this or you're looking for entries, you just got to make sure you are secure on a support zone. Okay, so if you're jumping in now, you're clearly late. Okay, you can see this thing is now moved quite a bit. So you've missed the initial pump. Okay, so that pump is about 8%. So you 8% late. Okay, but if you are sitting in this position, there's no reason to close this thing. Okay, until you lose support or until you lose this rising trend. So what I would say here on TON, watch this massive area now. This was the all-time highs. This is now your support marker, and it's tied in with trend here. So 5.6. Okay, anything down to 5.6 is support. So if they want to bleed this thing back down, that's a buy zone. That is where you are buying. That is where you are adding onto this TON network. And until we lose this rising trend, we just got to ride this thing. Okay, the market seems to like it, turning bullish. We know this thing's massive, and they've also got that dog, Redo dog or redemption dog. That's the first dog on the TON network. So make sure you take a look at that one as well. And I've made a habit of trying to buy dogs on all these networks. And that's one of the first dogs that I bought here. Well, it is the first dog on the TON network. So check that out. Redo dog, it's called. And as long as this thing is going, that dog should also remain bullish. So eyes on. Rising trend here for TON. Your level you want to watch. 5.6. That is your area there. You lose that 5.6. Oh, there we go. Vincent says the meme on TON is resistance dog. That's the one. And just buy the dogs. I mean, the first dog, we brought it on my show. The first dog on Doge was Omnom. Okay, that thing's absolutely pumped as well. So it makes sense. You know, you want to buy the dogs. The first dog on Bitcoin was Welsh. Buy the dog. Okay, that's what we've been doing. You just follow the dogs. You follow the chains, and you buy the dogs. Okay, yeah. I see you guys know about it. Let's see what else. Manta, TRB, geez, we haven't. Yonko, he says, can't join the Sniper Club. Yonko, bro, you need to be in the Sniper Club. You're on the show every day. You must come join us. There's a link in the description. Okay, here's the signal we sent out today. This is one of the signals we sent out on Sniper Club today. It was Rose. It was just looking too juicy. To ignore. And what it's done, it's broken trend. So you've seen that before. Okay, today we've seen many trend breaks. It's broken trend, it's broken horizontal. Why did I like this setup for Sniper Club? Why did I think it's nice? The same reason that you've seen on all these other tokens that I've shown you today. We've got a tight weekly and we've got a tight daily pivot. Look how you have to zoom in to see how tight these things are. So weekly and daily, we are now above that for Rose. So for me, that was a buy zone for me. And the first stop area that I gave, 0.127, which means Rose is closing underneath the weekly pivot. So any pullbacks into this area for me are for buying. Okay, if you took that trade earlier today, you want to just look for an exit under this weekly pivot. Okay, so 0.127, then you can bail on that. That's exit zone number 1, and exit zone number 2 a little bit deeper down. I've got a nice little area here, 0.124. You can see why I like that. It's the loss of that low from earlier, 0.124. And then the spot traders, I mean, you guys just relax. Okay, all the way down to 0.115. Anything down here, you guys can just chill, and there's another area to exit there. So those are your options there on rows. So if you get that pullback, look for that buy. Okay, look for that retest buy. There's going to be fibs in there as well. So it's fibs, horizontals, tight weekly pivot, tight daily pivot. There's multiple reasons why some of these tokens should be holding these areas. Luca, no, you haven't missed out on AVAX. I've got it for you. Hang in there. Here's AVAX. Okay, so here's the AVAX setup. I dropped this one on Sniper Club as well today. It was just looking so clean, and it's just looking nice. Okay, so we've broken a trend, and what do we have? It looks the same as all these other tokens. So we've got the 50-day MA bringing up support here for you guys. Nice little zone here, 50-day MA. We've got the horizontal. We've got trend as well. So we've got 3 reasons why AVAX was looking good there. Let's see how we are. And we've just cleared the weekly pivot, we've just cleared the daily pivot, and we're at the lows of the monthly pivot. Okay, so if we get above this monthly pivot, that could tell us that there's a huge move coming on AVAX. So that is why I like it. Okay, and now this is my second AVAX trade. My first trade was on Friday when they came and they sent us and they stopped everyone. That was the first trade. I closed that one last night, and here's my second trade now on AVAX that I'm looking at. I've taken my first entry. I've got to buy lower down in case they send us in and they want to pull us back. I've got another buy ready there, and I've got my stop preset. So guys, if you want to trade on these exchanges, you can go, I don't have it here in front of me. If you want to trade on these exchanges, you go to the description, link in the description of the show. Okay, and you're going to find a whole shopping list there. There's a lot going on. There's also the GUMMY airdrop that is around the corner as well. You're going to find information about the GUMMY airdrop in there as well. You need to be trading on these exchanges, and you can get or take part in that GUMMY airdrop. But if you want to trade, Prime XBT, 7% sign-up bonus exclusive to the link in this description, 7% sign-up bonus there, and WEEX as well. They are doing so much to get you to try the exchange. You've got to look at this WEEX exchange. Let me just show you one more time. They are really want you guys to come and test their exchange out. They're giving a $100 giveaway. They're giving away $10,000, okay, to 100 signups, okay, from the link in this description. They are also offering you up to 20% sign-up bonus. So you put your money in there. They are matching your money up to 20% of that value so that you can trade with. And then on top of that, they're saying to you, come trade on our exchange. Your first trade, they're offering you rinse protection up to $300. Okay, so that it's loss protection, they call it, up to $300. And on top of that, they are KYC friendly. Okay, they really want you to try the exchange, and they're really making or dangling a carrot here for you guys. So take a look at WEEX, give it a go. And, you know, you can see I trade on this quite a bit now, and I've got a couple of positions open here at the moment, and I'm just trying to grow this account slowly. So we'll see how we go. Okay, that is it from me, guys. You've got levels, you've got all the action you need. BTC, I'm going to be long from that pullback zone that I showed you, and I'll definitely be closing that short once we hit that 382 fib region. So a lot to digest in the next 24 hours. Good luck out there. Watch those levels. Let's hope they hit. Let's hope they hold. And I think we're going to have a great week ahead. So catch you guys tomorrow.